What's up, y'all? Back with video 4, review number 4, and we got a real cool one today here for you. This one, when I first got it, was in my pocket for a substantial amount of time. I've had this knife for about maybe a little bit over a year, maybe a year and a half, and I remember it was pretty much my everyday carry for like months, and for good reason. It is a wonderful knife. And that knife is the EMERSON HUCK. Look at that beauty. She is gorgeous, right? I remember when they first came out with this knife, I knew to myself, I was like, I have to get my hands on that. And I did. This one day I got an email, it's back in stock, and I jumped on that thing so quick. Ooh, and I was so happy. But this thing is awesome. Smooth as butter. Smooth as butter. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but we got another big one here for you. She's a biggin for sure. Blade coming in at 3.9 inches. Overall length, I think about, what did I write down over here? 8.9 inches, which, isn't, going into that 9-inch, 9.3 as we're talking with the CQ-C8, but she still is, she's a big girl. Great weight though, beautiful weight. Beautiful blade, super wide, really nice drop point down there, just absolutely great. With the rich light handles on it, those come stock. There's no other option as of now. Of course, I've got the Collis arrowhead thumb disc on there, as I did on the Apache, and I'll pop that one of those bad boys on here too. And I'll also put the link for Collis in that first video of the Apache, and I'll also do it on this one just so you guys know, because he's got some great stuff. But beautiful knife. This knife, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, is so smooth. Whether you're flipping open with your thumb, look at that, man, look at that. I mean, it just like falls shut. I mean, it's awesome, perfectly centered. Of course, we got the flipper action on it. Beautiful. This knife, great everyday carry, but of course, being the HUCK, hard use camping knife, it will meet up to those tasks. Super thick blade stock on it. Great, a lot of material around the tip, so you ain't got to worry about, any chipping or anything like that, or breaking it off within reason, but it is awesome. And to be honest with you, the blade profile reminds me a lot of the Buck Alpha Hunter. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar watching this video, but check that out. Pretty much the blade profile is essentially kind of identical to this. I mean, and that is one of Buck's premier hunting knives. So I mean, this knife would do great out in the field, in a hunting scenario, or of course, outdoors, no matter what it may be, or just, getting a package on your front porch from UPS and saying, hey, let me cut that bad boy open. It will do it. Great knife, feels great in the hand. Those classic EMERSON ergonomics, gotta love it. And it has not skipped the bar on this one by any means. Super smooth. This is a very elegant back to it. Great grip right here. Feels great in the hand, no matter how you're grabbing it. I mean, it's really, really cool. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised that this knife, just like a lot of EMERSONs, I'm an EMERSON fanboy, there ain't no hiding it, ain't no lying about it. I have a channel that's dedicated pretty much to EMERSON reviews. This knife, I'm really am surprised that it ain't getting more traction. I really am. I mean, with the whole look of the rich light scales, beautiful kind of, giving that wood look, super smooth, really warm in the hand too. To be honest with you, whenever I put this knife in my pocket and I'm walking around with it, I feel like I got a companion on me. And I do that way with all my knives. I consider your knife should be your companion, because it's there for you to do whatever you need it to do. But this knife feels great in the pocket, and as you notice, there's no wave on it. There is no wave, and there's something, and I love the EMERSON wave, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't change that for the world. I love it, but there's something refreshing about pulling this knife out of your pocket and not worrying about that deployment, which, I mean, I'm used to it. I've carried EMERSONs for years, so whenever I pull it out, I always grab it like that with my my middle finger right there, kind of blocking that from deploying with the wave. But this one, you just reach in there and pull it out, ain't got to worry about it. Super smooth. Like I said, I know I'm saying for like the 6th or 7th time, but I can't say it enough. I don't know, I believe this knife is running on bearings. I mean, because if it's not, my gosh, it is like this straight butter, straight butter. And this knife is not in stock right now on the Emerson website, depending upon when you're watching this video. But if you're watching it today, the drop day, it is not available. And one thing I have noticed, when I bought this knife about a year ago, I think I paid about maybe $273 for it. And if you look at it right now on the website, that bad boy has jumped up to to $332. Which, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, that's a lot of money for a knife, don't get me wrong. The only knife that I've paid in that price range for right off the bat was my Super Commander, which I'll definitely review that one on one of these videos. But it's definitely a heck of a price jump. But to be honest with you, I was wondering why it was kind of in that range of 273 or 270, because if you look at the Overland Renegade, it doesn't come stock with rich light scales. It's not a flipper. And the blade is shorter. I think coming in at what, around 3.5. And with this one, you get, you know, a 3.9 blade, 3.9 inch blade. You get the rich light handles with it, and you get flipper action. And I'm pretty daggum sure this thing is running on bearings. So you were getting pretty much everything that you would get in a Overland Renegade for a good bit cheaper, because I know once you put those rich light scales on that Renegade, it jumps up, you know, over $300. So I was like, I wonder why this hasn't made that jump yet. But I guess they heard me talking, they heard me through my phone, however they did it, and they said, bam, we're gonna knock that bad boy up to where we know it will sell. And it for good reason, it really should. I mean, it is a gorgeous knife, great in the hand. To be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised they haven't released this with the option of getting the black G10 scales. I mean, because it would be just as great with it, but I'm glad that they've stayed true to it being a, you know, what it's meant to be, a hard use camp knife. And that those rich light scales has set that off, give it that nice, you know, backwoods feel out in the woods. And that's one thing I love about Emerson. They stick to their guns, you know what I mean? You know, I'm sure they see all the things that people, you know, don't may not agree with them, you know, the chisel grind, the side of the chisel grind, the steel 154 CM, which, I mean, I have no problem with. I always have liked and appreciated, and it's never given me any issues. But they stick to their guns, and this is one knife that they have stuck to their gun on, except for the price. They did jump that bad boy up, but this knife is amazing. And like I said, it's if Emerson was more mainstream and like in stores and stuff, I have no doubt if you saw this bad boy like in a Bass Pro Shop, this thing would be flying off the shelves. It would give the Benchmade Crooked River a run for its money, no doubt about it. I actually went in there to one day, a buddy of mine got a mini Crooked River, and I went in there to I really liked the knife itself. I was gonna get a full size, but I picked it up and started holding it and stuff. I was like, it just, I don't know, it just ain't for me. But that's just me though. It's a great knife, beautiful knife. You have a Crooked River, hats off, beautiful knife. But if this knife was in Bass Pro, like, I mean, you know, you said a lot about a lot of knives, but it would sell like hotcakes. I don't doubt that for 1 second. But it is gorgeous. If it ever comes back in stock, which I'm sure it will, you never know, but I'm sure it will, especially with them changing that price on it. I think it was a couple of months ago I noticed that. You know, I'm sure they have it in mind to make again, but it's beautiful, guys. Check it out. If you're looking for, like, you know, in the weight, to be honest with you, I think it's maybe, I may be wrong, 5 ounces. I haven't really done, don't really have a hard number for you on that, but it's not too heavy. I would say about 5 ounces. If you're an Emerson carrier, then of course, you know, you'd be used to that. But it's a great knife. Great knife. Check it out, especially if you like flippers. Super smooth, easy in the pocket too. You ain't got to worry about that G10 tearing up your pocket if that's a problem for you. No problem here. It will get the job done every time. And it's also, like, I mean, it's a very, very sturdy knife. Very, very sturdy knife. Like I said, a lot of blade stock. That spine is super thick. Great drop point. Definitely check it out, guys. Well, that pretty much sums it up. Beautiful knife. Another review in the bag. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, I'll definitely answer them if I can. And if this knife does intrigue you and it comes back in stock, definitely check it out. Don't think twice about it. You will not regret getting this knife. There's no doubt about that. Beautiful knife, and a beautiful package within itself. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and remember, stay sharp.